Utah and New Orleans came out and they were on fire, and then they settled down and couldn't make a shot for a while. I think, listen, the biggest thing for me last night, the Lakers-Clippers game we'll get to in a minute, but the biggest thing for me was this minute restriction on Zion Williamson and how they are treating him like a toddler, Bob, a toddler. The guy, I get he's had injury, in his past. Okay, I understand they're trying to get his body right, the way he runs correctly, all of that. He left the bubble for a matter of days to go tend to a family issue. He came back. My guess is he was still in shape, even taking 4 days away from the bubble and not practicing. Why? To me, if you're going to show up, play the guy 20. I'm not saying you got to play him 35 minutes, but not to have him in at the end of that game. To me, for Alvin Gentry, that's going to cost them. I mean, I think they had a chance to they should have won that game.
Yeah. If you're going to have a time restriction, apparently it was 15 minutes, roughly. Yeah. All right. You got to portion it better. You got to portion it better so that in case you get into a scenario such as they did last night, you don't want them on the bench the final 7 minutes and 19 seconds of a 2-point game, of what turned out to be a 2-point down to the last second shot game. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. No, I agree with you completely. And Alvin had to, toe a party line delicately, and afterwards.
Not his fault, right? He's doing what he's told minutes wise, but he could have allocated those minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
differently.
Now, but the other thing about that game, who up there, the basketball gods got together and they said, we're gonna really juice up the plot. Who gets the first 2 points of the new season?
Yeah, got to give it to Rudy.
Who gets the last 2 points to win the game from the free throw line? Well, folks, if you don't know who we're talking about, his initials are RG.
And the crazier part, Bob, the crazier part is that he got those final points from who? Donovan Mitchell. They didn't get along at all after, obviously, Donovan was pissed off that Rudy had COVID and didn't take the precautions, and Donovan ended up getting it. They did not get along for much of the quarantine, and I'm told, according to my source, once they got to Orlando, it all kind of changed. It all changed, and both kind of let bygones be bygones. And I think, honestly, if you think about it, for the chemistry of that team going forward and giving them a chance to advance. I'm not saying Utah's going to win it all. They're not. They're not that good. But for them to win a first-round playoff series, I think that was a big moment. The fact that Donovan Mitchell dropped the ball off to Rudy Gobert in the biggest moment of the game and said, hey, I trust you.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. And he stepped up and knocked in free throws very nicely. And that was good. But that, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, of all ironic things that would have to happen to Rudy Gobert, to be the beginning and the end of the whole story. But anyway, yeah, that was very, very, very interesting.